Reserve is celebrating its one-year anniversary today. The on-demand reservations app is now in 7 cities and includes 400 of the nation's best restaurants. It's raised over $17 million from investors such as Google Ventures, Jared Leto, and will.i.am. And along the way, Reserve has created a snapshot of how we dine out today. Joining us with details is Reserve co-founder and CEO Greg Hong. Greg, welcome. Great to see you.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
Congratulations on the one-year anniversary.
Yeah, we're very excited. It's been a good growth story to date.
Absolutely. Now, in general, how many reservations do you get a day?
We actually, I can tell you kind of how we're at with restaurants. To date, we had 60 restaurants when we launched about a year ago, and now we're up to north of 400 restaurants, as you mentioned.
Amazing, and lots of different cities, which makes it fun because you can kind of see the way people dine out in different towns and what that's like. So what's New York known for? So
New York, of all things, is known to be the biggest planners. Planning 7 days out on average.
I'm not surprised about that.
People say dining is a sport in New York here, so
right.
You've got to plan in advance.
A blood sport, as it were.
If you want to get your favorite reservation, that's the thing to do.
What about Chicago?
Chicago, we have the biggest tippers in Chicago across all of our markets.
Interesting. And what have you designated Los Angeles?
So Los Angeles, we actually think they're the ones most likely to go out during the week. I think on our infographic it says party animals.
Yes.
But I think they like going out during the week.
Sounds good. Now, what about San Francisco?
San Francisco, most likely to text and have the longest conversations with their concierges.
Oh, really? So they're just more comfortable with all the social media, I guess, and all the tech. So, all right. So is there a national trend when you look at when is the most popular time to eat and what kind of food people will go out for?
Yeah, so we're looking at Italian food being the most popular. People are generally eating out 7 days in advance, or booking 7 days in advance. And
for which night of the week?
For Saturday.
Saturday, of course, right?
Gotta have Saturday date night.
Italian food. And how much do people usually spend on tips? Is there an average?
There is an average, but we're seeing averages above the national norm, which is really great. And I think it's a reflection on the service.
Of your users,
yeah,
maybe.
It's a reflection on the service that Reserve is providing to our guests. They really enjoy the experience from start to finish and feel like it's a worthwhile dining experience for them.
And we also have information on how much people spend on average for dinner across some cities. Does anything surprise you about that?
Nothing out of the ordinary.
Yeah.
I do think the spread of the cities and probably New York is the highest spenders. It wasn't anything too surprising to us, but it was definitely some interesting data.
Now, how do you curate your restaurants? How do you find the restaurants to add to the app?
Yeah, I think for us, it's really been from day one about partnering with our restaurants. We wanted to find restaurants that really understood what it meant to deliver great food and great hospitality. And we've shared that vision with them of building tech that actually meets their needs. I think so much of the tech that's out there, at least that's available to them, doesn't really meet their needs in the way that they want it to. We want to build tech that actually makes the restaurant experience about hospitality as opposed to just being about the transaction.
Sounds good. Now, year one is down. What are your goals for year two?
More growth, more cities. We want to go deeper in the cities that we're in, bring on more restaurants, and really bring this service to more diners so that way everyone can have the Reserve experience.
Sounds great. Greg Hong, thanks so much for coming by to see us.
Awesome. Thank you for having me.